Unrelated to anything else in the popcorn moment, I came across a new batch of sound effects, and I didn't know that I had these in here, and I don't know when I'm going to use them, but
smoke weed every day, y'all.
Just figured I'd share that. I don't know, made me laugh. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I don't know. There's a whole segment of just weirdo stuff. The popcorn moment coming up, brought to you by Booher, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. If it's inside your four walls, Booher Remodeling is the call. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement, and yeah, that basement, that forgotten room in the house where you just store a bunch of stuff you don't actually care about, doesn't make any sense. You can have storage and use the room. You can use the room for that home theater. You can use the room as the workout room. You can make it another bedroom. There's a never-ending number of things you can do to make the basement a part of the house. You can improve the layout, its function, improve your own quality of life. You like to entertain? Why not use that space as a place for it? You need a place for the kids to be able to be so they're maybe a little bit separated from you. The basement is there for you, but you got to have it work, and you got to have it work right. It's got to have purpose. It's got to have style. It's got to have functionality, and Booher can make that happen. Over 2 decades of these home remodels, these renovations, getting people what they want, a house that creates value for them, never mind their long-term future. Booher, the highest quality, not only in the finishes, not only in the construction, but in the people that they hire. They deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. Booher Remodeling. Talk to them today about your kitchen, about your bathroom, about that basement, about that renovation project that means something to you and your family. Booher Remodeling, 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling, 852-5546, or online at Booher, Booher, BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn because there is more. I've got a threefer. There's a lot of maddening anger in the world. And I can appreciate that the level of gross, the level of frustrating, the level of anger that it can create in one is real, because the objective of the pseudo-intellectual is to push anything that will allow them to retain a level of power. The objective of the propagandist is to break you, right? That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Allow me to share with you a couple of different things. First, this is the bigoted mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, who wants you to know what a good person Assata Shakur was. Why it's not playing is beyond me. Wait, can you hear that? It's just me? Hold on. Can you hear this? Yeah, I didn't think so. Brandon Johnson wants you to know that Assata Shakur is an important person in the Black liberation movement. What I can say, though, is that Assata Shakur is an important person in the Black liberation movement who has repeatedly claimed her innocence. She murdered a New Jersey state trooper and then fled to Cuba. She's guilty, and she died over the weekend. Black liberation movement. What possibly in the age of 2025 are you talking about, Brandon Johnson? But if you want to continue to divide people based on race, well, then you, Brandon Johnson, are doing one heck of a job. This is part of the madness. Why in the world would that be a conversation today? It's a conversation today because if you believe this, first of all, if you hate people, you believe this stuff. If you want to still have a power base, you believe this stuff, you share this stuff, of course you do. And it is just downright ugly. Following up on the downright ugly is Don Lemon.
Men who look like you, men who vote like you, and men who sound like you. White men something is broken. Something is cracked deep inside when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence. Are you listening to me? I hope I'm saying it loud enough for the people in the back.
I don't think you're saying it loud enough for the black-on-black violence that occurs in Chicago every single day. But if you want to now say that it's white men who are broken, you're doing a great job in bringing people together. What is the argument here? The argument here is not that the assassin of Charlie Kirk, the killer in Nashville, the killer in Minnesota, are all white. It is about what drove them to the thing. What drives black men to shoot other black men on the streets of name the street? What is causing that? That's not broken. That's madness. That's a maddening statement. What drives people to the thing is the question. You think it's about color of skin? Do you know how KKK that is, Don Lemon? You think it's about color of skin, and yet you think that somehow you are above it, you are on top of it, you are this great leader of decency and humanity. Listen to what you're saying. You think it's about skin color. And these people still have audiences. And it's a nonstop attack. And then there is Jamaal Bowman, the former congressman, when he's not pulling fire alarms. This isn't the first time he has gone down this road. This is one of the newer talking points, or maybe it's always been a talking point and now it's becoming more public. This isn't the first time he said this, that because of the color of your skin, you may very well be guilty of giving other people diabetes.
Catholic
And the problem is we are not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that. Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease...
I'm white, I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart disease and cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day.
I have often stated in one of my more sober moments, and I don't mean sober as in not drinking, I mean them as introspective. How does one heal the racial divide when the wound is so profitable? I started saying that maybe a dozen years ago. It wasn't my first political theory. It came later. But it is as prescient and as supported by the facts as ever. Jamaal Bowman's answer to everything is you're a bigot. And it can never be better because you will always be a bigot. And this will always be the way it is. And you're always a bigot. And how does one heal the racial divide when the wound is so profitable? And the answer is never. Because there's no value in healing anything. There's only a value in how you can get more people to donate to your cause. And you listen to those three things, and you might very well lose your mind. You might lose your soul. And I put forth to you that that's the objective. The support of communist cop killers, the Don Lemon playing the part of the KKK, and Jamaal Bowman, the former congressman, stating clearly that you're the reason black women get diabetes. This is the totality of an argument. This is moving the conversation, the dialogue, the agenda, the country forward. Now, maybe you never hear this stuff because you don't tune into CNN or Don Lemon, right? And I can appreciate it because there's a reason why never to do so. But understand what people are being fed. And when you wonder why they are so ravaged with hate and so unbelievably vicious, if that's all you heard every day, you would be too. Matt Barrett's got traffic. What's up, Matty Boo Boo?